position are you running for and which party?
I'm running for Clark County Council at large on the Republican ballot.
What's your primary motivation for running for this position?
I think there's three things that are important to me in running for Clark County Council at large. Number one is transparency, right? Every county council meeting, every commissioner meeting, every meeting that I go into, the public has a right to know what's going on with their tax dollars. And I haven't seen that, and that's something I want to bring to the table. Fiscal responsibility is number two. I want to wake up every day and know that my hard-earned tax dollars are being used and spent wisely, and that they're preparing our county for the future, and I don't see that happening right now. And third, one of the biggest things in the budget that the Clark County Council has a responsibility for is controlling the employees' salaries and benefits. And I think it's been a long time since we've done an analysis to make sure that our hardworking county employees have a fair compensation and benefits package. And that's one of the first things I want to bring to the table is I want a study done to make sure that we're taking care of our people in Clark County and that they're being paid, fairly and justly compared to surrounding counties that are near us and have the same population. One of the things about Chris Fox that you'll understand is not only am I a businessman, a community supporter, and a father, I deeply care about our community. 2 years ago, we built Hunter Station Pizza in Sellersburg. We built that to give back to the community. And every day when I wake up and see our tax dollars being spent unwisely and no preparation for the future, it earned me the opportunity to step onto that ballot and say, Chris Fox is going to make a change.
What do you think your best qualifications are for the position?
Yeah, I think anytime that you're running for office, you got to have experience, right? And one of the experiences running for county council is the budget, right? 17 years I've been a small business owner, managed multiple businesses, right? We control the tax dollars as a council member for Clark County for all citizens. We need to be able to know how to manage a budget. We need to be able to know how to invest in infrastructure when we need it and prepare our county for the future. We need to know how to handle people, employee relations, compensation, benefits packages. As a business owner, I bring that to the table and I'll use my experience and skills to make sure that our hardworking employees are fairly compensated, have great benefits packages, and don't want to leave our Clark County.
For the position you're running for, how would you do things differently than those who currently serve in the position? How would you like to see meetings run differently?
Yep. So early in my career, I was introduced to this book called Robert's Rules. And for a lot of people that don't know what Robert's Rules is, that's how you run a meeting, right? And a big part of running a meeting is having discussion, right? I want to have discussion. When we're challenged with an issue, we need to be able to have an open interaction about these challenges, talk about it amongst the people, let the people have a voice in how we're making our decisions, and that's something I plan to bring to the table.
Would you be willing to commit to full transparency to your constituents? And the way we view transparency is video recorded or streamed meetings, including administrative meetings or any meetings outside of executive session, all minutes, contracts, and disbursements available to the public, and packets of documents that support upcoming topics to be voted on ahead of time.
Absolutely. I think transparency is key. We've seen enough shenanigans in the past, right? This is the people's money, not my money. Right? I'm making decisions because at the Clark County at large position, I speak for every person in Clark County, right? They have an opportunity to have a voice with me. My cell phone number will be given to anybody. They want anything, printed out, handed to them, photocopied, whatever. I'm happy to do it because I'm their representative. I'm being voted in to make sure that they have transparency. They have fiscal responsibility and the members that are making those decisions for them. So yes, video recordings, audio recordings, packets in advance. These people should have this information before. And if we don't have it, we'll table it to the next meeting under my position.
How are you going to ensure the public gets the opportunity to express their desires on a particular agenda item? How will you communicate with those you represent?
Yeah, so I think the first thing is, I've mentioned a couple times, discussion's important, right? We're gonna have to revisit the roles for the council. Some organizations, like I serve on the Board of Zoning Appeals in Sellersburg, right? In our roles now, we have 3 minutes allocated for members of the public to speak and a maximum of 25 minutes, 20 minutes, in some instances. I think we need to make it open to where if there's 10 people out there, everybody gets a fair chance to talk, right? They're all citizens, they're all voters, they all pay tax dollars. If they want to speak and be heard, they ought to be spoken to. And I think, there needs to be discussion back and forth. They can't just be, oh, you know what, just stand up there and say what you want to say, and then we move on to the next agenda item. It needs to be a two-way communication, and I'm willing to do that.
If you are employed full-time elsewhere and your employer offers health insurance, what are your thoughts on officials participating in the county insurance plan as less than full-time employees? And will you be taking county insurance?
I'm a small business owner. We carry our own insurance policy. So no, I won't be taking taxpayer dollars to fund any healthcare plans for me as a part-time council member. I don't think that's a good use of our tax dollars, especially if our employer already offers that to our employees. So that's, again, going back to being fiscally conservative, right? Are we taking things that we really shouldn't be taking right now from the county?
Have you familiarized yourself with past minutes, budgets, additional appropriations, expenditures, and policies for the positions you're running for?
Absolutely. When I was making a decision whether to run for this office or not, I wanted to find out what I was up against. What had been done in the past? What am I walking into on day one? And the only way you can know what you're walking into is by going back and doing the research. One of the very first things that I was curious about is, in our county, there was a huge topic of conversation about the commissary fund. And I wanted to see what responsibilities I would have as your next Clark County Council member dealing with the commissary fund. And I did the research and I found out what the reg says. And it's not clear, right? And there needs to be clarity, right? Just like with transparency, we need to have clarity what our responsibility is as the county council. And that's something I'm going to do. I'm going to look into everything. I'm going to ask lots of questions because it's kind of like I should have went to law school. Instead, I went to grad school. But I want to know what I'm up against. I want to know what I'm responsible for because I want to be held with the utmost responsibility. I want my integrity to be intact. I don't ever want anybody to question my integrity, my transparency, or my hard-earned dollar that I work for every day to give back to this community.
When subcommittees are created or members are appointed to existing subcommittees, will you commit to making the names of those members available to the public?
Absolutely. I'm surprised that they're not made public already. I think anybody that's making decisions in a committee, their names should be made available to the public because they're making decisions on behalf of the taxpayer.
Do you have any relatives, close friends, or business partners serving in a government position, on a government board, or as an elected official?
Friends, let me just give a little bit of my background. I've served on the Board of Zoning Appeals in Jeffersonville. I've served on the Ohio River Greenway Commission. I currently serve as the chair on the Board of Zoning Appeals in Sellersburg. So do I have friends and acquaintances that serve on other governmental boards? Absolutely. If you're asking if I have affiliations and friendships beyond that from a regime or whatnot, no. I'll tell you what I do. I spend time with is my family. My 3 kids are the utmost importance to me, and I'd rather spend time with them than doing anything else that would relate me to any other kind of party or political affiliation.
All right, now this is just a direct question we're asking everybody. Have you ever worked with Jamie Knoll, under Jamie Knoll, received a promotion under Jamie Knoll, received campaign contributions or any other gifts from Knoll, including government, business, or volunteer positions?
I can assure you 100%, I've never worked in county government. I've never been an elected official. I've never received any kind of contributions or financial or positions or anything from Knoll or his administration. Have I worked with people that are so closely associated? Yes, in different positions, the Planning Commission, Board of Zoning Appeals, but no, I would never receive a contribution from Jamie Knoll or any of his affiliations.
What's been your current communication with the new GOP leadership? Ron Grooms, Fannie Grubbs Broxson, if any, how would you describe your relationship with the Clark County GOP leadership?
I think my relationship with the new GOP party is cordial. Obviously, we're in a primary. This is my first time running for political office, so I don't have deep relationships with them. And as a party, they're trying to run the party. And in this primary, we're all running our own races. And right now, Chris Fox is focused on Chris Fox running for Clark County Council and hoping that I get the party support once I make it through this primary.
What else do you want voters to know?
I mean, I think the biggest thing that I want voters to know is I'm not signing up for this position for a job. I have plenty of jobs, right? I'm signing up for this position because I want to be the voice of Clark County. I want to be the voice of reason. I want to be the voice of change. And as I said earlier, Robert's Rule says it all. Discussion is important, right? I want to bring transparency. I want to bring integrity back to Clark County. I've got 3 kids that were all foster kids in Clark County at one point that I've adopted. I want to be able to make changes in their lives, but also the lives of others in Clark County. And I think if we all get together, we can bring Clark County back to where it was once before. And I'm looking for a brighter Clark County. I'm looking for a Clark County that invites inclusion, a Clark County that offers a bright future for every citizen, no matter where you come from. And I think I'm the candidate that has no ties that will bring that to Clark County.
All right, and you mentioned that you were not able to attend the first Clark County Republican Women's Meet and Greet in March. They're going to have another one in April. Are you planning on attending that one?
I was traveling on work business. For those of you that don't know, I'm a business consultant, real estate coach for about 40 brokerages across the U.S. And we had our annual conference in Orlando all of last week. And I was fully committed to that. And I had 40 clients expecting me to be there. And I felt like it was more important for me to be at my work conference doing my day job. And then the people that would be at that conference, I would meet with them outside of their public or at another event at some point.
How can voters learn more, support your campaign, and get in touch with you?
Yep. So we have a website. It's votechrisfox.com. It's not very hard to find all my issues on there that are important to me, my contact information. Like I said, I'm very involved in this community. I've got a lot of supporters out there already. I'm looking for more. So if they're interested in helping support our campaign and getting us back to transparency and integrity, then go to www.votechrisfox.com, learn about me, and get in touch with me. And I look forward to meeting them on the campaign trail.
All right, that's all we've got. Thank you so much for your time.
I appreciate it. Thank you.